Thank you for clicking on the video. Welcome back to the channel. This is another review for Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Season 2, Episode 2, Icy Apology. Excuse me again. So we got Whitney and her husband. They are, talking about their day. They got their wires crossed. They have double booked. Both of them got meetings. And so neither one of them can pick up their son from school. She look at him and say, I'm going to need you to walk home from school today, okay? He was looking at her like, say what? Walk home. He ate. Ma'am, go pick him up from school. It's 2021. They will take him. People will take him. If people take kids, okay? I'm going to need for you to not have him walk home from school. Those days are over. You can walk home days, those days are over unless the school across the road, right there across the street. Other than that, no, I'm coming to get you. Coming to get you. Are we going to call? Like, it ain't nobody to call to pick him up. He got older siblings. Like, his brothers are 29, 23, 24, 25, all of that. Call one of them to come pick him up from school. Walk home from school. She did that on purpose, just for camera purposes, because ain't no way you trying to have an 8-year-old walk home from school. Anyway, Jen and her second assistant and her nephew are in her closet. She's purging a few things. She wanted to talk to her nephew. He's from South Central. It's a real, I saw somebody say it's Fresh Prince. And that's exactly, it's very reminiscent of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I'm moving with my auntie and uncle in Bel-Air. Cause it's just too hot in South Central. He and his family now live with Jen. She's apologizing because of the disconnect. She kind of disconnected with him after her dad died, and he had been calling trying to get her to get he and his family up out of there, and she didn't answer. And now she's back. She's turned a new leaf. I guess she's in a better place emotionally now, so she was able to, get him and his family out there. She says he's like a second son to her. So, yeah. All is forgiven. Okay, she FaceTimes Heather, and Heather answers. She wants to meet face-to-face to talk. It's been over 2 months since they have spoken. And Heather is open to meeting, so they're going to meet. Okay, Meredith is about to have dinner, and she FaceTimes Brooks, and I can't stand the sound of Brooks' voice. Hi guys, like I'm with a friend and we just finished having dinner. What are you guys up to? And then Meredith ain't no better. Her voice ain't no better. And she shake her head too much. She do a lot of talking with her head. It's always so much neck rolling, so much head when she talking. Girl. I know I ain't the only one that notices that. I be like, girl, keep that head still. You ain't got to do this every time you talk. Every time you talk, you ain't got to move your head like this. But this is Meredith. Every time Meredith opens her mouth. Anyway, they're talking to Brooks. And Seth comes in, and he comes in Meredith's, the little bedazzled mask that she wore last season. He has that on. And they're about to eat dinner. So that's Brooks' cue to hang up. When they get off the phone and meet, Seth is now, we find out that he's now in Mississippi. So it's a good thing she didn't move to Ohio, because she would have been moving again. But he does make more of an effort to, be there in Salt Lake City to visit and be with her. She's still upset, though, about Jen carrying on Twitter. She's liking tweets. She says that she's liking very homophobic tweets, and she's just not here for it. She's just being nasty towards her. And she says that Jen is labeling her son, as gay, and he's not said he's gay. Meredith, girl, now we done already talked about this. You not finna do this all season. All season, what you not finna do is make it seem like Jen done drug him out the closet. Because he had one foot hanging out there real heavy. He had one foot out there strong. I mean, 5 toes down, he got that foot out. So you're not about to pretend like we're all not seeing what we're seeing. Meredith, please. Don't know. He don't have to tell y'all he gay. We telling you, okay? We telling you. She's like, she's really riding on this. And it's like, girl, now it's almost like you just trying to, this is for a storyline. Because you know good and damn well Brooks is gay. You and Seth know that. Seth was looking at her like, really? So we pretending we don't know he gay? Okay, I'll roll with that. He had a puzzled look on his face the minute she was like, she's labeling him as gay and he hasn't even said he's gay. He was looking like, he got to say it. Anyway, because she getting angry, just getting herself all worked up. Okay, Mary, we see she's waiting on a cousin to come over, and in her confessional, she says that Big Joe is her cousin, but he's the worst contractor that you ever want to meet. I said, damn, this your cousin. You ain't trying to get him no business. She say he good at what he does, but he's slow. Like it's gonna take 6 years. But she got to do something about that house. It was giving Alice in Wonderland up in there. I mean, them big ass chairs, you know, the ones that come up like that. And it's different colors. And please, her house is so messy, like a gaudy mess. Green carpets, like what is this, the 90s? It was bad. She need a whole do-over. Like you just need a new house at this point. Because all of that work she gonna have to put into it to, you know, upgrade it, she might as well move. Lisa and Jenny, they go to Jen's house. You know, this is gonna be Jenny's first time meeting Jen. But Lisa thinks that they have a whole lot in common and that they're, you know, they should get along. When they get there, Lisa done brought 2 sewing kits talking about I was thinking that we could make matching pants to wear to lunch. And Jen like, girl, we don't even cook. Sew some pants? Who doing that? Lisa just be talking because they didn't do that at all. They sit down and, you know, have their little refreshments. And Lisa tells Jen, you know, she broke bread with Meredith. And then, you know, they talked about her. And she tells Jen, you know, why Meredith has issues and, you know, all your antics, all that foolishness you got going on social media directed at her son. That's the problem. And, you know, Jen gets all that. You know, I get all of that. A mama trying to protect her child. But we wouldn't even be in this situation had Brooks not said what he said about my vagina. And I'm with you on that, Jen. I'm with you on that. And aside from that, granted, yes, it's your son, but it's your grown son. Your grown son who thought that he was grown enough to sit his grown ass on camera in his confessional and say what he said. So, yeah, he get what he get. Please. Otherwise, don't have him doing confessionals. And he's grown again. Okay, Whitney and Heather, they meet at a boutique. And, you know, the owner already had a few things picked out for Heather. And she just had a whole charcuterie board and, you know, wine ready. I said, where is this boutique? They don't do us like this out here. Heather, you know, tells her that, you know, she talked to Jen and that Jen wants to meet up and she felt like it was genuine. Whitney was just looking at her like, I guess, girl, be careful. Tread lightly. Bring protection because I don't know about that one. Jenny and the kids are cooking dinner. Jenny says that she opened a medical clinic up and then opened up 5 more. So she was a businesswoman. But when she started having children, she had to sit home. You know, she decided that it was time to be at home. She was missing too much time with the kids. And by that last child, she just sat on down and decided to stay home full time. But she didn't know she was going to be a full-time maid. Yup. That's exactly what you'll be. Full-time maid around here. Anyway. Oh, also, Jenny don't want no more kids, and her husband thinks that he gonna pressure her into having them. He keeps saying, oh, I want another baby. She's like, we're not. I'm not having no more kids. That's done. And he's very much like, but I want another baby. Where it's gonna come from, sir? Like the type of man like that, where is it gonna come out your penis? I'm not having no more kids. What about that don't you get? I don't understand the man that feels like he can dictate his wife having children and how many she has. Listen, that's my decision. How many of them I have is my choice, not yours. It ain't an our thing. It ain't a you thing. It's a me thing. How many kids am I willing to carry? And 2 is it. So, yeah, I'm going on over here to tie these tubes. Sorry for you. Like if you was one of the men and you wanted to have a slew of kids, then I'm sorry. I am sorry. There are women out there like that. There are women out there that there's no cap on it. You know, it's just, I'm going to procreate with my husband. We don't have no cap on it. If we get pregnant 10 times, we just do. You know, some people take that fruitful and multiply thing really seriously. And then there are women like me who smarten and wisen up after that second one and we're done, you know, because they're expensive. They're expensive and they're expensive. So there's that. Let me get down off the soapbox. Whitney and her husband, they have a talk. They're not having the sex as much as Whitney would like. Whitney say, I need it too. I need the sex too. Shoot. She say they was having sex every day, and now it's 2 or 3 times a week. I said, damn, that's good, girl. 2, 3 times a week. I feel like you did good. So every day must mean every day, all day. I don't know. But they having sex every day. I'm just not that kind of girl. Like, I don't need to be having sex every day. I like, girl, but that's Whitney. Whitney she gives me that type, you know, especially that, you know, being the young wife to her older husband. I guess she feel like she has to, you know, be his sex kitten. You know, she said she was his goddess. So they're going to have to get it back rolling. They're going to have to get that sex life back together. I mean, you know, back up to par. And this girl, she says she don't want to have robotic sex. And the producers are like, what the hell is robotic sex? And she say, you know. And then sis gets up, toots it over. Like, now, I ain't doing all that. But she get up, toot it over. And it's like, oh, yeah. Yeah. That, like, she bored. And she's like, when it's normally like, yes. 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 Whitney is crazy. She's my favorite. I really like Whitney. And I appreciate her for demonstrating it. She's been demonstrating a lot lately. Last week, she was demonstrating her self-giving head. That girl is too comfortable behind that camera. Okay, so Heather and Jen, they meet at an ice castle. And it looked cold as hell. I would have declined. But anyway, Jen makes her grand entrance by sliding down the slide on the little sled. And she invites her into a little igloo where the fire pit is lit. You know, the chairs are there, blankets, all of that. And, you know, they talk. And Heather is very clear and concise about where Jen had her fucked up. And Jen, of course, denies, you know, saying... well, she denies all of it and like starts to cry. Jen, I've noticed she does that, and that's a manipulation tactic of hers. Start crying. You know, start crying and make yourself the victim, and people will back up off you. Nah, Heather should have doubled down on that ass, but she didn't. Jen feels like the group treats her different. And here we go. Because I'm brown. I'm a brown girl. You been a brown girl up in there with them Salt Lake City girls for years. Don't try to make it seem like they're treating you different now. Don't do it. Don't do that, Jen. Please. Ain't no racism going on. Please forget. Just stop. And Heather in the confessional is like, we treat her different, but she get treated differently because she got a bad temper, not because, you know, of the color of her skin. And we already know that, Heather. You ain't even had to say that. We already know. Jen she's you know, a loose cannon. You know, like she goes from 0 to 100 like that. There's no middle ground with her, and especially when she feels backed in a corner or feels attacked. And with this situation, she was about to blow up, raising her voice a little bit. You know, it's always that with Jen. And Jen she gonna have to chill on that, you know, raised tone and getting all aggressive with people when they call her on her bullshit. Yeah, she gonna have to cut that one out. Of course, she tells Jen she doesn't want her to feel ostracized. And, you know, that's why she's even there, you know, so they're going to work on it. They're going to work on it. She says we were addressing it so that it won't happen again. I just, you know, like, I get, you know, we gonna go through some things, but this kind of stuff right here, you calling me a racist and dragging me on Twitter and all of that, we can't do that no more if you and I are going to be friends. Jen agrees, and, you know, she apologizes, and that's the end. We ain't heard the last of this, I'm sure. I'm just ready to get to this trip so we can see why sis, you know, what led up to this arrest, and if there were any signs, you know, that this was about to happen. I got to know, like, what was the filming up to the, you know, what were they filming up to that point? Like, what was she doing in her life? She had to have known that this was coming down the pipe. She had to. Maybe she didn't. Maybe she was blindsided. I just don't see it. Anyway, that's it, guys. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's Call Me Busby, and I'll chat with you later. Peace and light.